Women of Reddit, what do you think would be the worst thing about being a man? The constant pressure in society that the man has to pay for meals, drinks, etc. I feel like it all would add up really quickly. It 100% is, but there's no outlet for that pressure. We just have to suck it up. I thought she was talking about the cost of all those things, and then I expanded the thread and saw this and I was like, oh yeah, that too, split that bill, dude. This is 2019. But doer wage gap per doer 78 to a dollar doer. We are evil oppressive men in part. The patriarchy, even for looking at a women, we are raping them and should feel ashamed. Or just say, nah, I'm not paying for you. Actually the easiest way to sort out foul fruit. If she isn't okay with splitting the bill on a first date, you better run anyway. Feeling uncomfortable or shamed for showing your emotions. It's a sad truth, but since the dawn of time, men have been encouraged to live up to the expectations of having to be tough or being a rock for the family. As a woman, I think we feel more comfortable crying and expressing our sadness. Men get sad too, and it's about time they feel free to express it as easily as women do. Having to be the person physically in charge in a threatening situation. Like always being with a man when walking home from a party in a sketchy area at night. Yes, there is safety in numbers, but the dude is expected to be protective regardless of level of awareness, self-defensive, or drunkenness. That's a lot of pressure. I've been in situations where a woman in my group talked a lot of shit to some fairly scary characters. Something she presumably wouldn't do if no men were with her. Not cool. Edit. Silver. Think smiley face. A bit more about the most memorable one. About 22 years old, we've all been drinking and are walking at night near the Tijuana border in San Diego. Woman in my group is from the East Coast, starts mouthing off randomly to a van full of obvious actual gang members. They roll by with the side door open, real slow and real close. I didn't even dare to look up, but I guarantee there were multiple guns pointed at us. Her excuse, I didn't think there were gangsters on the West Coast. Girl, have you never heard of insert multiple West Coast gang movies here? I know, and hate this kind of women. After shit gets real, they're hiding behind the men. My BF once was at a concert with his sister and her female friend. The girls got in trouble with another group of 2 girls and 2 guys. They, just the 4 girls, started provoking each other, talking smack and threatening to beat up their counterpart. My boyfriend just asked the 2 guys if they wanted to grab a beer and they instantly became bros. The girls weren't amused. They didn't beat each other up because they expected the men to do so. Greatest perk of being a guy, instant friends wherever we go so long as we have access to beer. Babe, I can't hit him now. I've shared a beer with this man. We're practically brothers now. Oh, you got stuck taking care of the kids today, huh? Giving mom a day off, finally, dads know what I'm talking about. Edit, well, that blew up. Glad to see I'm not crazy. It's interesting to see the scattered few people say, OMG, people don't actually talk like that, and then see hundreds of other folks confirm that, yeah? People do say that shit. I was a stay-at-home dad until my daughter went to kindergarten. This hit me deep in the soul. I've been accused of being a child predator while reading a book on a park bench while my daughter plays. Have had the cops called on me when my daughter and I were just walking down the street 2 blocks from my own home. And have been generally looked down on even by family members while I was a stay-at-home parent. Giving mom a day off line is just emotionally crushing sometimes when it's said. Edit, thank you for the platinum. Thank you all very much for the kind words and the discussions had about this. Edit 2, thank you for the silver and gold as well. You spoil me. My daughter is 7 now and things like these haven't happened in quite a while. We actually just had a wonderful trip to the grocery store today. You all are wonderful people and I thank you for the kind words. This reply hurts me deeply that any human in society would act like that. Seriously guys, he is also a parent. If he wants to spend time with his kids, let him. I wish more people had a more critical thought process than automatically assuming every man is a molester if with a kid. Somewhere I saw that most sex offenders are family members, not random strangers. Statistics are that most of the time, it's someone in your network. This was and is one of my fears as a male in society, but especially when I worked with young adults. See, and then, this hurts me because I'm a very proud uncle, but I rarely get to talk about it because people see it like this. Then the Utah uncle killed his niece and they kept emphasizing that he was her uncle. That's not how an uncle should be. The first time my niece grabbed my finger as a baby, I instantly felt the responsibility of becoming someone she can trust and rely on. I want to set a good example because I had extended family do that for me and I could never betray her trust. Hey, as someone who will probably never be an uncle, flip the stereotype and be awesome. Show you love that kid and be a constant in their life. We need more compassionate, constant male figures in people's lives. Social stigmas and fears be damned. I'm a school bus driver and also work a retail job. I won't acknowledge any of the kids that ride my bus when I see them in the store unless they say something first because of people's reactions. It's perfectly fine that I bring them to and from school every day, but as soon as I'm out of that environment, everything changes. The worst is when they recognize you outside of the bus. I had a kid come up to me to say hi, first or second grader, and his mom freaked out that he was talking to some strange lady in the gas station. You could see the relief on her face when he said very excitedly I was his substitute bus driver. People expecting that I could fight. Man, my ex-girlfriend chatting shit to some scary guy on a train who was acting out. And then just turning to me with it, "Are you going to let him speak to me like that?" look on her face when she pissed him off enough. Dude would have fucked me up if I wasn't so good at being diplomatic. The negotiator. That's my favorite move in a fight. Yo, no thanks. Yo man, you wanna fight? What I want is an honest and open discussion about why we're all so upset.